Now in your syllabus, you're expected to know how to sketch or identify graphs of this form, okay, where y equals to a number, x to the power of n. So n are numbers like this, 1, 2, 3, then 0, then minus 1, minus 2. Okay, you're also expected to know how to sketch exponential graphs or what we call power graphs. Okay, now I'm going to go through one method on how to remember these graphs. Okay, now you start off with this here, y equals to a number. Okay, let me call it 5x, then this is power 1. Now you also need to know power 2, power 3. Okay, now let me just clarify first. All these numbers here, I'm making it a positive number 5. Okay, it could be 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, or whatever. Okay, I'm talking about this number in front of x. Whatever the number, as long as it is positive, right, it will have the same shape. So for example, this particular graph, you know, it's a linear graph, a straight line passing through 0 because the y-intercept is 0. Of course, if there's a plus 3, then it will cut at 3. Minus 3, then you cut here. Okay, this I think you are aware. Now, happy face, everybody also knows it looks like that with a happy face, and it passes through 0 here. Okay, sorry, it should pass through the 0. I missed it. Okay, of course there's a plus 2, then you go up. If there's a minus 2, then you cut at a minus 2. I think these two you're very familiar. Now this is something new which you just learned this year. Okay, so in your exam, you can draw like that, power 1, power 2, power 3. Let's see the pattern. Okay, now you imagine this part of the graph here, the negative part, right? You imagine it dropped down. It dropped down here. Okay, so can you see that your happy face, which is power 2, how does it become power 3? This part here drops down. Okay, this positive part still remains. So this is the cubic graph, power 3. Alright, now I'm now going to go back, and I want you to remember it this way. This is power 1, 2, 3. Then bottom, right, bottom of the power 1 will be minus 1. At the bottom of the power 2, okay, it will be minus 2. Okay, another way to write this will be y equals to 5 over x, as you learned in indices. This will be 5 over x squared. Okay, now how does this graph look like? Now just now we did it this way, right? I did this first one, power 1, power 2, power 3. Then I went back, right? Went back. Can you think of it as a boomerang? Okay, so a boomerang looks like that, right? Okay, you can go and Google boomerang. Did I Google boomerang just now? Okay, so boomerang, you see? So the shape of a boomerang looks like this. Okay, which is exactly the shape of the graph that we are going to draw now when the power is minus 1 and minus 2. Okay, then so you see when it's 1, right, you follow this is here and here, right? So it's the same for this, is here and here. Okay, so this is what you have here, and this is what you have. It looks like a boomerang. Alright, so you follow this, like it's like going this way. Okay, of course it doesn't look like that. I'm so sorry. I think I better erase, just in case you get the wrong idea. Okay, so this looks like a boomerang this way. Okay, it doesn't touch. It doesn't touch. Okay. Okay, cannot touch the x and y axis. The boomerang graph cannot touch the x and y axis. Aiyo, it doesn't touch, okay? It doesn't touch. Okay, I think you know what I mean. We explained in class. Now, for this, you can see that the quadratic graph, the happy face, is here, right? In this quadrant and in this quadrant. So same here. When it's a boomerang graph, then you'll be here, doesn't touch, and here, symmetrical, okay? Symmetrical. Yeah, so that's how you can remember it. Alright, of course the curve is a very nice curve, not like this. I'm so sorry about the angle. Okay, now so I just need you to use this to help you remember. Now what if there's a minus here? When there's a minus here, you think of this as a mirror. The x-axis, you think of it as a mirror. Then this will come down here, that will go up there. That means when it is negative, right, you will have a sloping one. Okay, when it's negative, it'll be like that, y equals minus 5x. Okay, so I'm going to draw in maybe green color. When it's negative, I think everybody knows it's a sad face. When it's a negative, okay, this will flip here, and this will flip back up, which is this dotted one. Okay, so this is when it's negative. Same here, when I write y equals to negative 5 over x, or y equals to minus 5x to the power of minus 1, right? This is like a mirror image. Okay, so this will be this, and of course this also will be reflected here. So this will be minus 5 over x squared. Yeah, so that is how you can remember. So in terms of studying, you just need to remember the positive one. Okay, then when you need to draw the negative one, right, you just flip it about the x-axis. Use it like a mirror. Okay, now that's all for this type of graph we call power graph. No, not power graph, sorry. We call this power graph. Okay, then the other one is exponential graph. Okay, this is the type where you have a number like this, y equals to 2 to the power x. Alright, this, when the number in front of x is positive, then you are very powerful, a lot of power, so you can take off, you can fly. Yeah, so this is what I call the aeroplane graph. Okay, this is aeroplane takeoff when it's positive power. Now when your power is negative, here in front of you, here in front of the x is negative, right? Then no choice, very low power, you got to land. Okay, but you will never touch, you will never touch here, you will never touch the x-axis. Alright, you just go nearer and nearer and nearer to it, but you will never touch. Okay, now the very important thing you need to take note of is it's always 1 here, it's always 1 here if there is no other number in front. But if there is another number, like so, if there is a y equals to 5, then they put times 2 to the power x, right? Then the aeroplane graph is still aeroplane taking off. Okay, but instead of it being 1, it will be 5. I'll explain why later, okay? Same here, you will land if it's y equals to 5 times 2 to the power minus x. But instead of 1, cutting at 1, right, it will cut at 5. Now, why like that? Okay, so when it is just an equation like this, right, you ask yourself, when x equals to 0, you put x 0 here, to anything to the power of 0 is 1. Anything to the power of 0 is 1. Minus times 0 is still 0. Okay, that's why it's like that. Then, when I put a 5 here, or I put a 15 here, or whatever number I put here, right? When it's 0, this part here will be 1. 1 times that any number will be that number. Okay, same here. If this is 20 or 2.5 or whatever, right? Then this will be 2.5. Okay, so that is how you do this kind of question. Now, if you are given a question, let's say they give you this shape, right? Okay, then they ask you what shape is this. How do you determine what shape this is? This is harder, okay, this is harder. You actually can just doodle this, and then from here you identify that, oh, this matches this, so it's this graph. Okay, but if they give you this red color one, then you have only drawn all these red color ones, right? Oh, then you know that, oh, yeah, it's being flipped. It's being flipped, so you must put a minus in front. Okay? Yeah, so that's how you do it. Alright, now sometimes they may, in the O level, make it more difficult for you. Then they give you this graph. Yeah, let me give you this graph like that, like that. Then you see, oh, which one? Oh yeah, it's this one, the green color one, right? So they may ask you, oh, okay, what is the value of A? What's the value of N? They can just say state one possible value. So you know that this must be minus 1 because it looks like that. Can you see? It looks like that. So your N is minus 1, and your A, right, because it's being flipped, it's not this graph that you so-called remembered, it's the flipped version, so it can be minus 5 or whatever. Okay, yeah, so that is something that is more difficult.